So hi everybody, my name is Omer Kaplan and I'm one of the founders and the deputy CEO of ironSource. And what ironSource is doing is ironSource is providing an end-to-end solutions for app developers and is a world leader in application distribution, delivery and monetization. Or in other words, we take applications and we help them turn into scalable businesses. Just some numbers, so we're 500 employees, headquartered in Tel Aviv, offices in New York, San Francisco, and Beijing, and we power more than 5 million daily app installs every day, and we reach 217 million monthly unique mobile users. But this year's NOAH theme is about change and about how company pivoted along the way, and ironSource didn't start as a B2B business, or what we call a B2D business, a business to developer. We started with 4 software developers who developed a B2C product and the product was called FoxTab, and it was an application that helped users to browse the web in a 3-dimensional way, and they had a dream of reaching millions and millions of users and turning into a very scalable and successful business. So after a month of working on the product, they launched the product, and to their very big surprise, nothing really happened. They had no users. Even if they had users, they had no monetization, and they were having difficulties to deliver the product to their users. So they went back to the drawing board, and instead of closing the company, they decided to create automated tools that will allow them to take their application, to better distribute it to their users, to better deliver it to the user device, and once they have a lot of users, to better monetize it, because nobody likes to pay for applications. And then after they created their tools, they understood that they have a real advantage now in the market to offer these tools to any application out there who want to turn it into a business. So that's how the company pivoted from being a B2C company to being the world leader in digital distribution and providing applications with very powerful technologies to reach more users and to increase their monetization. So today, the ironSource platform consists out of 4 cores. We have the install core platform, which is a delivery platform that allows desktop software manufacturers to offer real-time recommendations for other applications during the installation process. We have Media Core, which is our own proprietary DSP, which is only tuned for apps distribution, where we can programmatically buy media for apps on web, on mobile, on every device. We have Mobile Core, which is our SDK-based ecosystem, with more than 70,000 mobile developers using our SDK for targeted cross-promotions. And we have Display Core, which is our software-focused ad network for web and mobile web. And with these 4 cores together, we can really create distribution at scale for cross-device app developers. So when we speak about scale distribution, we like to look at it as an upside-down scale pyramid. And this is true for ironSource, and I'll show you what we're doing in a scale pyramid, but it's also true for any business who want to create large-scale app distribution. So the first part of the pyramid, and probably the most important part, is the direct supply. You need to have your own direct supply, either by owning the supply, like Facebook or Google, or by exclusively managing direct partners like we're doing, for example, in Mobile Core. When you have the direct supply, you can go to demand partners, you can go to advertisers, and you can now allow them to reach this supply only through your platform, through your technology. But direct supply, unless you're Facebook or Google, has its limitation. So if you want to really scale the activity and scale the distribution, you need to have effective programmatic media buy tools and technology. And that's what we have, which is Media Core, and that's where we take the direct supply, we take our direct advertiser, and we can effectively buy media for them, basically everywhere online, using very smart algorithms to achieve targeted and ROI positive users. But then if you want to be really big, and I'm speaking about epic big, you need to have data. You need to have some kind of a unique targeting data to allow brands to really reach the type of users that they're looking for. So Facebook, of course, is doing an amazing job in data, and that's why they're killing it in mobile. And in the last part of the presentation, I'll show you our unique take on what you can add as a unique targeting data, but it's a very essential part if you really want to have large-scale distribution. So the way we do it is we have Mobile Core, as I mentioned, as our direct supply, where we directly manage 70,000 applications who are using our SDK. We have Media Core, which is our proprietary DSP, where we take the demand and leverage it and effectively buy media for it everywhere relevant. And we have the data part. So I think that ironSource is probably one of the only companies in the world that has very large-scale desktop and mobile installation and distribution. And what we're working on right now and what we're investing the majority of our resources and efforts is to creating profiles, to creating user profiles that are based on data from all of the devices of the users. So if we're seeing a user and we know what the user is installing on his desktop device, and then we're seeing him 2 days later, and we know what he's installing on his tablet, and then on his mobile device, we're starting to gather data and create unique targeting profile data. Now, the way we see it, I personally think that in 2 years, in the NOAH conference, which will probably be even bigger than today, nobody's going to say mobile, desktop. Everybody are going to speak about cross-device. Everybody are going to speak about delivering the application, delivering the content to users in whatever device they're consuming the content with. So that's where we're going, because you need a technology to be able to deliver the content to all of the relevant devices, to all of the relevant screen sizes out there. So what we're working on the data side is to create this type of user profiling data. So if I'm seeing Timothy, and of course I don't know his name, but if I'm seeing a user, and these are the apps installed on his mobile device, which are travel-related applications, and these are the apps installed on his desktop device, which is designing-related application, then we're creating a profile about this type of user, which he's probably a designer. He likes to travel, and uses an Apple, a MacBook, and an iPhone, and then this is the type of targeting that can really create an edge for brands and advertisers who are looking for specific users. Julie, for example, really likes to play casual games, and she uses an Android. Paulo, which is a very good guy, he plays really hardcore games. He has this photo-related application on his desktop, so he's probably a professional photographer, a heavy gamer, and he has an Android. And this is just the tip of the iceberg on what we're working on the data side. So I really think that if you want to be a large-scale app distribution player, you need to think cross-device, you need to have your direct supply, you need to have your programmatic media tools, but most importantly, you need to have unique data in order to really be a leader in this market. This is it about ironSource. We're around here. I'll be able to answer any question afterwards. Thank you very much.